We all breathe, right?
Yes.
Constantly, every single day. It's so automatic. Most of us barely even notice it. But what
Exactly.
if, like, that simple act of breathing could unlock more energy, sharper focus, maybe even, boost your overall health quite a bit?
Hmm.
Today, we're going deep, really deep into our respiratory system to tap into that hidden potential.
Yeah, think of this as a way to sort of supercharge something you're already doing all the time.
Okay.
And we're not just talking about, basic in and out breathing. We're looking at how specific techniques, breath work, and also the right natural supplements can really shift how you feel, how you function.
Right. A fast track to optimizing this fundamental system.
Precisely. Our mission here is to explore how these intentional practices can actually increase your lung power, make your breathing more efficient, and just contribute massively to your well-being.
And the cool thing is, our sources say the respiratory system is adaptable. It's not just fixed.
Not at all. It's remarkably adaptable. So whether you're, say, an athlete looking for that edge or maybe just someone wanting more vitality day to day, there's real potential here.
So not just for the super athletes. This is for everyone.
It's for everyone wanting to make a fundamental process work better for them. Okay, so let's get into it. Where should we start? Maybe the science behind breath work itself.
Yeah, good idea. So breath work.
Hmm.
It's more than just regular breathing, obviously. What sets it apart?
Well, what's really interesting is that breath work takes us off that automatic pilot. You're consciously controlling the rhythm, the depth of your breath.
Oh, okay.
And that conscious effort, it actually trains your respiratory muscles,
Yep.
makes them stronger, more efficient.
Like a workout for your lungs.
Kind of, yeah.
All
And
right.
it improves gas exchange too, getting more oxygen in, CO2 out, right down at the cellular level. And crucially, a lot of these methods activate the parasympathetic nervous system.
The rest and digest side, calming things down.
Exactly. So it's working on multiple levels.
Our sources mentioned research suggesting healthy people could see, up to a 15% increase in lung capacity
Yeah.
just from these practices.
That's right, up to 15%.
That sounds like it could make a difference, climbing stairs, feeling less winded.
It absolutely can. And the benefits ripple outwards. We see changes in heart rate variability, HRV, which is a great stress indicator. It can help regulate stress hormones, even boost immune function.
Wow.
And think about the immediate physiological shifts. You get increased nitric oxide production.
Which helps blood flow.
Yeah, relaxes blood vessels,
Yeah.
improves circulation, and stimulating the vagus nerve, that's huge. It helps dial down inflammation, promotes cellular repair.
Okay, so real measurable changes happening in the body.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of techniques, one name pops up everywhere. Wim Hof, the Iceman.
He definitely has, and for good reason. His method is quite powerful. It's this combination of specific breathing, cold exposure, and mindset.
Right, that breathing part. It starts with those 30 beat breaths, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Big inhale, then just let it go naturally.
Exactly. Full inhale, passive exhale.
It almost sounds like controlled hyperventilation for a bit.
That's a decent way to put it. It quickly loads up your blood with oxygen and drops the CO2 levels.
And then comes the breath hold after the exhale.
Yes, hold for as long as it feels comfortable for you. Then the cycle ends with one deep recovery breath in and a short hold, maybe 15 seconds.
And you repeat that whole sequence.
Usually, yeah, several rounds.
So what's the actual, physiology behind that pattern? It seems pretty specific.
It is. That initial fast breathing makes the blood slightly more alkaline temporarily. Then, during that breath hold, CO2 levels start to creep back up towards normal.
Okay.
Repeating this cycle effectively trains your body. It increases your tolerance to carbon dioxide.
And why is that good?
Because the main trigger telling you to breathe isn't lack of oxygen, it's the buildup of CO2. So if you tolerate more CO2, you can potentially breathe more deeply and efficiently, especially when you're exerting yourself.
Ah, that makes sense. And the research around his method is pretty compelling, isn't it? Improved immune response, lower inflammation.
Yeah, reduced inflammation markers, increased stress resilience. It seems to tap into the autonomic nervous system quite profoundly.
And then there's the cold part, working together with the breath.
Exactly, there's synergy there. Cold exposure activates brown fat, helps with heat generation and circulation, plus you get norepinephrine release.
Which has anti-inflammatory effects.
Right. People often report feeling way more energized, better mood, improved physical performance. It's like teaching your body resilience by facing a short-term stressor, the breath hold, the cold, and recovering effectively.
Okay, shifting gears a bit. There's another technique, sounds much calmer. Box breathing. Heard it's big in high-pressure jobs.
That's right. Box breathing or square breathing. Tactical breathing, some call it. Navy SEALs, first responders. They use it a lot.
Why? What's the benefit there?
It's fantastic for creating calm and maintaining sharp focus under stress,
Wow.
and its simplicity is key.
It's that 4-count pattern, isn't it? Inhale 4, hold 4, exhale 4, hold empty 4, like drawing a box with your breath.
Precisely. That steady, predictable rhythm is the magic. By consciously regulating each phase, you directly influence your autonomic nervous system.
Balancing the fight or flight with the rest and digest.
Exactly. It synchronizes things, heart rate, blood pressure, even brain waves. The outcome is this state of, focused calm. You're alert, clear, but not agitated.
It's amazing something so simple can do that. Our sources point to studies showing lower stress hormones, blood pressure.
And cognitive improvements, too.
Oh.
There was that study showing better attention and working memory after just 5 minutes of practice.
5 minutes, that's accessible.
Totally. And you can do it anywhere, anytime, no equipment needed. It's a brilliant tool for everyday stress or prepping for something challenging.
So Wim Hof and box breathing, two powerful, quite different approaches. But there are others too, right? Our sources mentioned a few more.
Oh, definitely. Alternate nostril breathing, Nadi Shodhana. That's where you breathe through one nostril at a time.
What's the idea behind that one?
Traditionally, it's about balancing the brain hemispheres. Physiologically, research suggests it can lower blood pressure, help cardiovascular function, maybe even boost cognition.
Interesting. And then the 4-7-8 breath, Dr. Andrew Weil's technique, seems aimed at relaxation.
Very much so. The key there is the long exhale, the 8 count. That really ramps up the parasympathetic nervous system, sends strong signals to relax. Great for winding down, especially before sleep or if you feel anxious.
Makes sense. And one more breath of fire, Kapalabhati. Sounds intense.
It is. It's energizing. Rapid, forceful exhales, passive inhales. It's thought to cleanse the respiratory system, strengthen the diaphragm, the abs, leaves you feeling quite alert.
Okay, so a whole toolkit of breathwork options. But our deep dive also covered natural supplements. How do they fit into this picture? Why are they important?
Well, think about what our lungs deal with every day. Pollutants, allergens, just normal oxidative stress.
Right, constant challenges.
Supplements can offer an extra layer of support. They can help fill nutritional gaps, reduce inflammation in the airways, provide compounds that protect lung tissue, aid repair.
Like giving your respiratory system some extra nutritional armor.
That's a good way to put it. But it's crucial to remember, our sources stress, they aren't magic bullets.
They work best alongside a healthy lifestyle.
Exactly. They enhance the benefits of good food, exercise, and practices like breathwork. Think of them as allies, enhancers.
Got it. So let's talk specifics. Vitamin D came up first. We hear loads about it for general health, but the lung connection.
Yeah, vitamin D deficiency is incredibly common, and it's a real concern for respiratory health. It's vital for immune function, even lung development.
Okay.
Research consistently links good vitamin D levels with better lung function and a lower risk of respiratory infections like colds and flu.
How does it do that?
It helps regulate the immune response in the lungs, stops it from overreacting with too much inflammation, but still lets it fight off bugs effectively.
And our sources mentioned studies showing better spirometry results, that's lung function, right? With higher D levels.
Correct. And another meta-analysis showed about a 12% lower risk of acute respiratory infections with supplementation, especially helpful for people who are deficient to begin with.
So what level should people aim for?
Generally, aiming for blood levels between 40 to 60 ngml is considered good for respiratory health. For many, that means supplementing maybe 2,000 to 4,000 IU daily, but individual needs really vary. Best to test.
Right. Okay, next up, N-acetylcysteine, NIC. Often hear about this for coughs.
Yes, because it's a powerful antioxidant. It's also a precursor to glutathione, our body's master antioxidant.
So it protects lung tissue.
It does, from oxidative damage. And crucially, it acts as a mucolytic. It helps thin and loosen mucus.
Ah, so it helps you clear stuff out.
Exactly. It breaks down the chemical bonds in thick mucus, making it easier to cough up or expel. Really helpful if you have chronic issues or exposure to irritants. Plus, it has anti-inflammatory effects specifically in the respiratory system.
And studies back this up.
Yeah, studies show it can reduce how often people get respiratory symptoms and how severe they are in conditions like chronic bronchitis. Dosage is typically around 600 to 1,200 milligrams a day, usually on an empty stomach for better absorption.
Okay. Moving on to quercetin. I think I've heard this called nature's antihistamine.
That's a common nickname. Quercetin is a flavonoid, a plant compound. It helps stabilize mast cells.
Mast cells. Those are involved in allergic reactions.
Yes, think of them as little alarm systems. Quercetin helps calm those alarms down, reducing the release of histamine and other inflammatory things that cause allergy symptoms.
So it could help with allergy-related breathing issues, congestion, irritation.
Potentially, yes. By reducing that histamine response and inflammation, it also has general antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects beyond allergies.
Our sources mentioned a study showing less airway inflammation, better lung function in people with respiratory allergies using it.
And interestingly, it also seems to have some antiviral properties. Might interfere with virus replication, maybe lessen symptom severity.
How much do people typically take?
Usually around 500 to 1,000 milligrams daily, often taken with food. And sometimes you see it combined with bromelain, an enzyme from pineapple, which might enhance its absorption and effects.
Got it. Okay, omega-3s, EPA, and DHA. We know they're good for the heart, but lungs.
Essential fatty acids, right. They're crucial for balancing inflammation throughout the body, including the airways.
How so?
They help produce compounds called specialized pro-resolving mediators. These actively help resolve inflammation, bring it to an end. Chronic inflammation in the airways is a big problem for breathing.
So they're not just anti-inflammatory, they help clean up the aftermath.
Exactly. And higher intakes are linked to better lung function. There's even evidence suggesting they might slow down the natural age-related decline in lung capacity.
Wow. And our sources mentioned studies linking higher blood levels to better pulmonary function over time.
Yes. Plus, the systemic anti-inflammatory effects help cardiovascular health too, which is vital for getting oxygen delivered everywhere.
Makes sense. Recommended dose.
Aiming for 2 to 3 grams of combined EPA and DHA daily is often suggested. Quality matters here. Look for third-party tested products to ensure purity. Algae-based options are great for vegetarians or vegans.
Good tip. Okay, magnesium. Involved in hundreds of processes.
Yeah.
How does it connect to breathing?
Magnesium is key for muscle function, including the smooth muscles lining our airways. It helps them relax.
So it helps keep the airways open.
Precisely. It's also vital for the main respiratory muscles, like the diaphragm. Deficiency can lead to muscle tension, even cramping, making breathing less efficient.
And research shows supplementing can help.
Yes, studies suggest it can improve lung function and reduce symptoms, especially in conditions involving airway constriction like asthma. It just helps relax those muscles. Plus, it's needed for energy production, ATP, and building tissues, all important for respiratory health.
What kind of magnesium is best, and how much?
Forms like glycinate or malate are often well absorbed and gentle on the stomach. A typical dose is around 300 to 400 milligrams daily. Taking it in the evening can be good, as it also has calming effects.
Okay, one last one. Cordyceps, a medicinal mushroom. Sounds intriguing.
It is. Used for centuries in traditional medicine. Modern research is finding it seems to improve how our bodies use oxygen. Enhances respiratory function right down at the cellular level.
So better oxygen uptake, maybe better lung capacity?
Studies suggest exactly that. Increased oxygen uptake, improved capacity, better respiratory efficiency overall.
Our sources mentioned a study with elderly participants showing improved lung function and exercise capacity. That's pretty encouraging.
Very. And cordyceps is also an adaptogen, helps the body handle stress, which, as we've seen, ties back into respiratory health too.
Dosage for cordyceps.
Typically 1 to 3 grams daily of a standardized extract. Good to check the concentration of the active compounds on the label.
Right, so we've got these amazing breathwork tools and these supportive supplements. How do we get them working together for the best results? It's not just pick one, right?
Absolutely not. The real magic is in the synergy. Think of breathwork as the active training component.
Strengthening muscles, improving gas exchange, tuning the nervous system.
Exactly. Then supplements provide that foundational nutritional support. Reducing inflammation, protecting from damage, providing the building blocks for adaptation.
Makes sense. A comprehensive approach, addressing both the doing and the supporting.
Precisely.
And timing might matter too. You mentioned taking NAC on an empty stomach, magnesium at night.
Yeah, consistency with anti-inflammatories like omega-3s or quercetin helps maintain a stable internal environment. NAC on an empty stomach optimizes absorption for that mucus thinning effect. Magnesium in the evening leverages its relaxing qualities.
This is all incredibly useful. To make it practical, our sources even sketched out a possible 30-day plan. Just as an example, how might someone ease into this?
Okay, well, week 1 could be about laying the groundwork. Maybe start with 5-10 minutes of box breathing each morning. Simple, builds the habit.
Okay.
Supplement-wise, begin with the basics. Vitamin D, omega-3s. Week 2, maybe introduce Wim Hof breathing. Start gentle, just 1 round, see how it feels, build up slowly. Could add NAC then too, remembering the empty stomach rule. Week 3, perhaps add a relaxing breath practice in the evening, alternate nostril, or 4-7-8, and introduce Cresset and magnesium.
Stacking things gradually.
Exactly. Week 4, and about consistency, listening to your body, maybe fine-tuning times or amounts, and perhaps then consider adding cordyceps if you feel ready for another boost. But the key is always listen to your body. Adjust.
That makes it feel manageable. But we definitely need to talk safety. Any precautions people should take with breath work or supplements?
Absolutely crucial. With breath work, start slow. Always. Pay attention to how you feel. Dizziness, lightheadedness can happen initially with intense techniques.
So don't do it while driving, for instance.
Definitely not. Or anywhere else it could be dangerous. If you have a history of panic attacks, maybe start with gentle methods like box breathing first.
Good advice. And supplements.
Quality matters hugely. Choose reputable brands, look for third-party testing for purity and potency. Be aware of potential interactions with medications, blood thinners, diabetes drugs, immunosuppressants.
Right. Always check.
And this is vital. If you have an existing respiratory condition like asthma or COPD, or if you're pregnant or breastfeeding, you must talk to your doctor or healthcare provider before starting any new breath work or supplements.
Non-negotiable. So important. Okay, and how do you know if it's working? Can you track progress?
You definitely can. A simple breath hold test timing, how long you can comfortably hold after a normal exhale, can show improvement over time.
Okay.
Peak flow meters are pretty affordable, give you objective data on exhalation force. Keeping a simple journal, energy levels, sleep quality, general well-being provides great subjective feedback.
And noticing changes during exercise.
Yeah, feeling less breathless, able to go longer, recovering faster, all good signs your respiratory health is improving.
It really sounds like this is more than just a quick fix. It's an investment in long-term health.
Totally. Think about building respiratory resilience. Lung function naturally declines with age, right?
Unfortunately, yeah.
But these practices, maintained over time, could help slow that decline. Plus, the stress management from breathwork has huge long-term benefits, fighting chronic stress effects. And the anti-inflammatory support from supplements helps protect against age-related issues generally.
And we shouldn't forget the environment, right?
Yeah.
Air quality plays a role.
Big role. Indoor air quality, consider purifiers, maybe some air cleaning plants. Outdoor air, be aware of pollution levels, maybe do intense breathing indoors on bad air days.
And household chemicals.
Yeah, reducing exposure helps. Natural cleaning products, being mindful of strong fragrances. It all contributes to a healthier respiratory environment.
This has been, wow, such an illuminating deep dive. The power of breath, the support from supplements. It's a really compelling combination for respiratory health and just feeling better overall.
Absolutely. And the main takeaway, consistency is key. Even small daily practices add up significantly over time.
Yeah.
But remember, it's personal. Listen to your body, find what works for you, and never hesitate to seek professional guidance when you need it.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, maybe just think about this. Your breath. It's always there. It's fundamental. Optimizing how you breathe, supporting your respiratory system. That's a powerful investment in your energy, your vitality, your whole quality of life. Maybe make the next breath you take a little more conscious. Perhaps that's the start of the journey. It's truly amazing how adaptable this system is, isn't it?
It really is. With consistent effort, the right support, you can unlock levels of vitality you might not expect.
And it all starts with the next breath.